Hello everyone, welcome to Zoho Sheets webinar. I'm Jay Shankari, and in this webinar we'll be looking at some of the new features that were released recently from Zoho Sheet. So these features include image in cell, spell check, text rotation or indent or clip and shrink options, and finally the dark mode. So we'll be taking a look at all these features in this video. Let's get started. This is the agenda for the video. So first we'll be looking at an introduction about these new features, and then I'll be giving a demonstration where I'll be showing you how you can use all these features in your spreadsheets. As I mentioned previously, this is the list of features that were released recently. So the first one is image in cell. So Zoho Sheet already had an option for you to insert images over the cells in your spreadsheet, and now we have introduced the option for you to insert images within the cells in your spreadsheet. So you can contextually insert images alongside your actual data in your spreadsheets. And along with the image in cell option, we've also introduced the image function using which you can insert images into cells as well. And secondly, we have the spell check option. So this spell check option makes use of the Blue Pencil API from Zoho Writer. While the data cleaning tool compares the terms in your spreadsheet with the other terms in the same spreadsheet, this spell check option will compare the terms in your spreadsheet with the dictionary. So if you have any words that have been misspelled throughout the spreadsheet, you can use the spell check option in order to compare it with the dictionary and get it corrected. And then we have also introduced some options using which you can display text in your preferred manner. So I'll be showing all of these options in the demo that follows. And finally, we have the night mode or the dark mode in Zoho Sheet. So this is something that many of you have been asking us for. So finally, we have released the dark mode in Zoho Sheet, where the user interface turns dark, so you can switch to dark mode when you're working at night and work comfortably. So now we'll move on to the demonstration. So now I'll be showing all these features that we saw in Zoho Sheets interface along with some example data. This is the sample spreadsheet I'll be using for the demonstration. So as you can see, I have various worksheets using which I'll be showing each feature with a contextual example. So first up, we'll be looking at the image in cell feature. So here you can see that I have a sample stock market data on top. So we have the company name, the symbol, number of shares, and so on. So I've used the stock function in order to get this sample data. In the first column, you can see that I've left the cell range empty because this cell range is supposed to have the company logo for each record I have here. So now we'll see how we can use this image in cell option in order to insert the images into these cells. So all you have to do is place the selection in the desired cell where you want to insert the image, and then you can either use the insert menu or you can use the image icon in the toolbar. So go to insert and you can see an option called image, and on hover you'll get two options. So first option is the image in cell option, using which you can insert images within the cells in your spreadsheet, and the second option is image over cells, where the images will be inserted over the cells in your spreadsheet. So now we'll be using the image in cell option. So once you select that, you'll get a dialog which shows the various options from which you can get the desired image from. So using the first option, you can upload the images that you have in your desktop or laptop. And if you have a URL or a link that points to the desired image, then you can use this option in order to provide the link directly in order to get the image. And the third option is My Library. So any image that you upload will get saved to your library. So if you are inserting that image again, you can simply pick it from here instead of uploading it again. And then you can also see the options to pick the images from Google Photos. So if you have a Google Photos account, you can authenticate or sync that account here, and you can pick those images directly from here. And then if you're looking for any stock images, you can also make use of the integration with Flickr, or you can also do a web search. So here you can directly browse for the images that you're looking for and pick from here directly. So we'll be uploading the image now. So I'll choose the first option and choose the desired file. So once I choose the desired file, it will automatically get inserted into the cell here. So now you can see that the image has been inserted within the cell. So similarly, you can insert images into the desired cell range that you have in your spreadsheet. So once you have inserted an image into the cell, on right click, the contextual menu will display some more options using which you can customize the inserted image. Here in the right click menu, you can see three options being displayed. That is the image fit options, the image preview, and put image over cells. So the first option, that is image fit options, as the name suggests, it provides you with the customization options using which you can scale the image that has been inserted within the cell. So by default, the first fit option will be taken, where the aspect ratio of the image will be maintained within the cell. So when you choose the second option, that is stretch, the image will be stretched, or it will be matched with the cell's width and height without maintaining the aspect ratio of the image. So now I'll just select stretch. So now I've chosen the stretch option. So now you can see that the size of the image has been matched with the cell's width and height. Based on the type of image that you have in your cell, if the stretch option suits your image, you can go with that. Otherwise, you can also choose the cover option. So what cover does is that it covers the cell with the image while maintaining the aspect ratio, so the full image may not be displayed, but you can resize the cells to view the full image as well. So I'll choose cover now, and you can see that now the image is displayed in its original size. And now I'll go back to the fit option. So this way you can choose how you want to display the image within the cell as well. So the second option that we have in the context menu is the image preview option. So if you'd like to get a closer look at the image that you've inserted within the cells, you can use this option. So once I click on this option, you can see that it shows a preview of the image will be displayed. So this way you can get a closer look at the images that you've inserted within the cells in your spreadsheet. And the third option that we have in the menu is put image over cells. So using this option, you can change the way the image in your spreadsheet has been inserted. That is, if you have image that is inserted within the cell, and if you want to insert the same image over the cells in your spreadsheet, you can use this option. So once I click on this option, you can see that the image is now inserted over the cells in the same spreadsheet. And similarly, you can use the options here in the top right corner of the image. Here you can see the option called insert image into cell. So using this option, you can insert the same image within a cell in the spreadsheet. So if you have an image that has been inserted over the cells, you can even insert it within the cells in the same spreadsheet. So for that, simply click the option and then choose the location or the cell in which you want to insert the image into and click OK. So this way, using these options, you can customize the way the images have been inserted into your spreadsheet. So once you've inserted an image into the cell, you can also further format the cell itself. For example, you can set a background color for the cell or set a border for the cell, etc. And you can also perform sorting, including the image you have in the cell range. So now that we have seen how we can use the image in cell option in order to insert the images within the cells, let's take a look at the image function and how that can be used in order to insert images. So here you can see that I have a small game that I've created in this spreadsheet here. So you can see three images here. I'll come to this game a little later. So now first we look at how we can use the image function in order to get the image contextually into the cells. So when you want the image in a cell to dynamically change based on a URL that you have in another cell or a cell range, you can go with the image function. So here you can see that I have the source links already given in a cell range, and based on those source links, I'm going to insert images into the adjacent column. So in order to use the image function, just like any other predefined function, start with an equal sign and start typing the function's name. So once you have typed in the function's name, you can see the syntax being shown below. So first parameter is the URL, that is the source link for the image. And the second parameter is the mode. So mode is nothing but the option using which you can customize the scaling of the image. So the second parameter, that is mode, is optional. and by default the fit scale that we saw previously will be taken up. So now for the URL, I'm going to give this particular cell as the source, and I'm leaving the mode parameter blank, so the default scaling will be taken up. So whenever the source link in this particular cell changes, this image will automatically get updated. So now, just like any other function, you can simply use fill series in order to fill the rest of the cells. So as you can notice, this also saves you a lot of time. So instead of manually inserting each image, you can also use the image function in order to insert them in a quicker manner if you have the source URLs at hand. So now let's come to the small game that we have here. So the basic rule of this game is that you'll have to simply click this button, and on every click of this button, the images in these cells will change, and all you have to do is you'll have to match the same image in all the 3 cells and you win. So what I've done here in the background is that I've used the image function in all these 3 cells in combination with the index and rand between functions in order to change those images randomly based on the URLs that I have here. And here I've also recorded a macro and assigned it to this button. So on every click of this button, the functions here will get refreshed or recalculated so that the image will change randomly. And here I also have a result statement. So this will also change automatically when all these 3 images match. So this is just a fun example of how far you can use the image function. So this way you can use image function in combination with any other function based on your use case, and you can fetch or change the images contextually based on any other data that you have in your spreadsheets as well. So now let's move on to the next feature, that is spell check. So for spell check, you can see that I have sales data here. So we have the date, region, the product category, the product itself, and the sales amount. So here you can see that I have a large data set here. So if I have any misspelled words or typos, it will be a little hard for me to find out. So as I mentioned previously, the data cleaning tool in Zoho Sheet will compare the terms in your spreadsheet with the terms in the same spreadsheet or the same column itself. Whereas the spell check option will compare the terms in your spreadsheet with the dictionary. So if you have any misspelled words throughout the spreadsheet, this can be corrected using the spell check option. And spell check option is also available in many other languages, so you can switch to those languages and get it corrected as well. So now, in order to use spell check, you can simply paste the selection anywhere in the worksheet, or if you have any specific cell range where you want to perform the spell check on, you can select that cell range and then go to the tools menu, and you'll find an option called spelling. And here you can choose spell check. So once I choose spell check, you can see that the contextual side panel opens up with the list of suggestions based on the data that I have in the worksheet. So here you can see the first suggestion I have is for the labels term. So this is a very commonly misspelled word. So you can see the related suggestions being shown below. So apart from the suggested terms here, if you have any other term that you want to replace the word in the worksheet with, you can even enter it here. And if you do not want to make any changes to that particular term, you can also choose to ignore the suggestion here. You can choose to ignore the suggestion in that particular cell or in all the cells containing that term as well, using the option ignore all. Or if you want to make the suggested change, you can also choose to make the change in that particular cell or in all the cells containing the term as well. So here I'll give change all, and this particular term will be replaced in all the cells that contain the wrong term or the misspelled term. So you can see that the highlight on the left has now changed to the next suggestion or the next term, and a misspelled term has been replaced with the correct term here. And in the list of suggestions, if you have any term that you feel is correct and you do not want that term to be taken into consideration, or if you do not want that term to be detected in the future, you can also add it to your personal dictionary. For example, here you can see that term is colored here. So since the selected language here on the top is English IN, you can see that this particular term has been highlighted Whereas I do not want this particular suggestion to be taken further on. I do not want this term to be detected in the future. So for that, I can add this term to my personal dictionary. So for that, you can use this small icon here. So you can see add to dictionary option here. Simply click on that and this particular term will be added to your personal dictionary. So this term will no longer be detected in any of your spreadsheets. And as I mentioned previously, spell check is available for many other languages as well. So you can perform spell check based on the language in which you have your spreadsheet data in. So here in the top right corner, you can see a drop down here. So you can see the various languages in which spell check is supported. So you can choose your desired or preferred language based on your spreadsheet. So now we had added one term to the personal dictionary, and if I want to add some more terms, or if I want to take a look at what terms I have in my personal dictionary and make changes to them, you can simply go to this particular option, that is personal dictionary, in the top right corner of the side panel. And here you will find all the terms that you have added to your personal dictionary contextual to the language that you have chosen. So if you want to add any other word, you can add it here, or if you want to delete any term from the list that you have in your personal dictionary, you can do that as well. And apart from these options, you also have 3 more options using which you can further customize the way that the suggestions are being shown for spell check. You can see a small icon here right beside the spell check heading. So once you click on that, you can find three more options. These options are checked by default. So these options include ignore words in uppercase, mixed case, and those words that contain numbers. These options are checked by default. So these the terms that are in uppercase, mixed case, and alphanumeric terms will not be taken into consideration by default. But if you want them to be taken into consideration, you can simply uncheck the option here and click on apply. So this way you can customize the way in which spell check works on your spreadsheet, and you can choose to ignore and make the changes that are being suggested for you as well. So this way you can make corrections to your misspelled terms that you have in your spreadsheet in a matter of seconds. So now let's move on to the options using which you can display text in your preferred manner. So first we'll be taking a look at text indent. So this option, that is text indentation, can be used in order to display the right hierarchy in your spreadsheet data. So here you can see that I have an example table of contents here. So you can see the main headings, that is introduction, research experimentations, endnotes, references, and appendix. And we also have some subheadings, that is the H2 level headings. So we have the 1.1, that is project background, and so on. And we also have the H3 level headings, that is 2.1.1, 2.2.1, and so on. So now you can see that the alignment of these headings are all in the same level, but in order to differentiate the levels of headings here in this particular TOC, I can use text indent. So let's see how we can do that. So in order to apply text indent, select the desired cell in which you want to apply it on. So here, first I'm choosing the cells that contain the H2 or the second level of headings. So you can see that I've selected 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1 and 2.2. And after selecting, you can either go to format and then use the text indent option, or you can simply use the indent options from the toolbar. So you can see there are 2 different options, that is decrease indent and increase indent. So based on the alignment of the text in your cell, you can choose the desired option. So here now I'm going to increase the indent here. So I'm going to move the text here to the right. So on every click of this option, you can see that the text moves to the right. So now you can see that I've moved these subheadings a little to the right, and similarly I'm going to move the third level headings to the right as well. So this way you can align the text in your desired manner and display the hierarchy appropriately. So here you can see that now I can easily look at the levels of heading at a glance. So I can see which are the subheadings, which are the main headings, and so on. So this way you can display the appropriate hierarchy in the spreadsheet data that you have using the text indent option. So now we'll move on to the next option, that is text rotation. So as the name indicates, using the text rotation option, you can change the angle of the text that you have in a cell range. In this worksheet, we have an example of Mendel's genetic inheritance table. By default, the text that you enter in a spreadsheet will be written or positioned horizontally. So here you can see that the term is not fully visible here. So in order to make it fully visible, I'll have to either increase the cell width or decrease the font size. But instead of doing that, I can also use the text rotation option in order to place or position this particular term vertically so that it can be legible. So now I'll just select this particular cell range, and here from the toolbar you can find the text rotation option. So the text rotation is set to none by default, but you can choose the desired option from the other options that are being displayed here. So for this particular use case, I'll be using the rotate up option. So you can, from the icon that is shown alongside the option, you can know what kind of rotation is going to happen. So I'll choose rotate up now, and there we go. So now you can read the term easily, and now we'll see how the other options in text rotation work. So for that, I'll just choose this cell range so we can visibly see the changes more clearly. So first up, we have the tilt up option. So as you can see from the icon here, the tilt up option will slightly change the angle of the text, and it will be rotating the text in the anti-clockwise direction. So here, once I click on tilt up, you can see that the text now has changed a little bit and it has been rotated to the anti-clockwise direction. Similarly, when you choose tilt down, the angle of the text will change and the text will be rotated in the clockwise direction. And there you go. So this way you can choose the position or the angle of the text that you want based on the data that you have. And then we saw how rotate up works. Now we'll see how rotate down works. So in rotate down, as you can notice, the direction of rotation has changed. It has been placed vertically, similar to what we saw previously, but the direction of the text has been changed. And apart from the default options, you can also find another option called custom. So using this custom option, you can set a preferred angle for the text that you have in your spreadsheet. So if you have a certain angle that you want in which the text has to be displayed in, you can simply drag this particular point to the preferred angle, and the text will get aligned in that particular angle. Or if you have any angle in mind, you can also give the term, you can also give the value here. So this way you can set the angle in which you want the text in your spreadsheet to be displayed in. So this is how text rotation works in Zoho Sheet. Now let's move on to the next options, that is text clip and shrink. So here you can see that I have an example of the page description, that is a very short description of the pages along with the page links here. So by default, the content in any of the cells in Zoho Sheet will overflow to the adjacent empty cells. So you can see that the links here in this particular column B overflows to the empty cells in column C and column D. So this is how the text will be entered by default in Zoho Sheet. Whereas we already had an option called wrap. Here, let me choose the text wrap option. So here you can see that when I choose wrap, the content is moved to multiple lines, and since I had a default cell size, you can see the cell height has also changed based on the content length. So if you do not want the content to be displayed in multiple lines and you do not want it to overflow to the adjacent cells, you can also choose the other options, that is text clip and shrink. So now I'll apply text clip here. So as you can see, what clip does is that it shows only a part of the content that can be fit in within the given cell width, whereas you can see the rest of the content is not displayed and it is not moved to the next line as well. So this way you can use clip if you do not want the rest of the content to be displayed and if you do not want the content to overflow to the adjacent cells as well. Whereas if you want the content to be completely displayed in the cell, but you do not want it to be in multiple lines, or if you do not want it to overflow, you can also use the shrink option. So here, if we use shrink to fit. You can see that the complete URLs are being displayed in each cell, but you can see that since they are not moved to multiple lines, the size of the font has been adjusted based on the length of the content and the cell's width. So here you can see that the font size is not the same in all these cells because it has been changed based on the length of the content in each cell. So this way you can display the complete text within the cell using shrink to fit option. So using these 4 options, that is overflow, wrap, clip and shrink to fit, you can choose to display the content that you have in your spreadsheet in your preferred manner. And finally, we have the night mode or the dark mode in Zoho Sheet. So if you want to switch to the night mode, you can simply use the toggle switch here in the right bottom corner of the spreadsheet editor. So you can simply click it on and you can see the dark mode in Zoho Sheet. So you can see that the user interface has completely turned dark and the font and the icon colors have changed contextually in order to make them legible in the dark mode. And you can also notice the menu has changed to dark mode and the side panel will also be shown in the dark mode. So one thing you can notice is that we haven't altered the data that you have in the grid part. So if you have any formats or colors that you've applied within the grid, that will not be altered because of this night mode. So this way you can work with more comfort when you're working with your spreadsheets at night. So in this video, we saw how you can use image in cells in order to contextually and dynamically insert images within the cells that you have in your spreadsheet. We saw how you can use spell check in order to correct the misspelled words or typos that you have in your spreadsheet. And then we saw how you can use the text indent, rotation, clip and shrink options in order to display the text that you have in your spreadsheet in your preferred manner. And finally, we saw how you can switch to the night mode or the dark mode in Zoho Sheet in order to work comfortably in dark as well. So hope you all found this video useful. Do try out these features in your spreadsheets and give your feedback. If you have any questions or feedback about the features that we saw in the video today or any other feature in Zoho Sheet, you can write to us anytime at support@zohosheet.com and we'll be here happy to help you out. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any feedback about this video, drop them as comments below. Do check out our other webinar videos using the link in the description. See you in the next session.